Hey, how's it going? I've been a coach now for 10 years, coming up on a decade, and this is possibly the greatest thing that I've ever learned. Learning this is gonna allow you to let go of your fears of losing friends. It's gonna allow you not to care what a girl thinks of you. It's gonna allow you to take risks with your money, take risks in life in general. It's the power of narrative. And if you give into this one thing, your life is gonna change drastically. And with that being said, let's get into the video.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess, 'cause I've been living.
Now, first and foremost, what is narrative? Narrative is this idea that your entire life around you is a construct of your own self-esteem. Your money is constantly oscillating within a certain area, wrong or right. Sometimes your money gets a little bit lower than what you feel is comfortable. So then what do? You start saving, you start working a little bit harder, then you start making more money. Then once you make a little bit too much, what do? You start spending it. You become lazy, and then you lose the money. When it comes to women, when it comes to dating in general, when it comes to maybe the guy that you date, aren't you generally going back and forth dating the same person over and over and over, following the same type of relationship again and again and again? Even your friendships around you, if you lose a friend, if you've ever lost a close friend of yours, what happens? Given enough time, somebody's gonna end up taking that person's spot. So in the same way, you can risk losing people to grow. You can risk losing friends, girls, money, because no matter what you do, your narrative is not gonna allow you to go above or below what you think you deserve. Knowing this, why don't you take advantage of this fact? Take advantage of the fact that no matter what you do, everything given enough time is gonna come back to you. You lose a girlfriend, she's gonna come back in a different form. You lose money, it's gonna come back in a different form. You lose a friend that maybe was crossing a line with you and you risk losing them to tell them, hey, you're crossing a line with me. Now guess what? If he's unwilling to abide by this new boundary that you're setting up, it's fine because another version of this guy is gonna come along around the corner. So now you can risk losing people because of abundance. When I talk to a girl nowadays, because of this mindset, because of this belief, I can talk to a girl and risk losing her. Because I know I'm the type of guy that's not just gonna get this girl again down the road, I'm gonna get an even better girl given 6 months time. My self-esteem is constantly going up and up and up, and now guess what? When I run into another cute, gorgeous girl that might be a little bit cooler than my previous girlfriend, I'm now on her level. I now look at her as if I am completely on her level or platform. She is in my league. Now, the funny thing about this is that your ego, the way it works is that if anything goes beyond what you believe you deserve, it's gonna sabotage because it doesn't wanna risk you losing out on something that can hurt your self-esteem or ego. And in the same way, if something is below you, you're not gonna engage. If you're talking to a girl that's not attractive enough for you, you're gonna ask yourself, why am I talking to her? If you're talking to a girl that might be out of your league, you're gonna block her out as an option, or you're gonna self-sabotage naturally. But if there's a girl in that sweet spot, what do? You're just in the zone, giving her good eye contact, you can show her sexual intent. And by being this kind of guy that can show her sexual intent, she's gonna give it right back to you because you indicate you're on my level. I'm used to having girls that are like you. Now, the one thing you gotta recognize about your narrative is the patterns. What are your patterns? If you don't know what this is naturally, you need to put pen to paper and figure this out. Sit down with yourself, ask yourself, where are my patterns with friends, with family, money, girls, with my purpose, with my business? Where am I okay with and what's beyond me? And what's the next step for me to move up into that level? What's that next mindset, that next 2.0 version of myself that's gonna move my narrative up? Now, what do you gotta do? Every so often, you gotta evolve. And when people feel uncomfortable with you evolving, which is natural for people to do, if they're unwilling to be okay with you evolving, you gotta move on. But if they're cool with it and they allow you to evolve and evolve and evolve, guess what? They're gonna be the same type of person that's gonna evolve with you. You're gonna inspire your friends around you to evolve with you. And now you guys are all evolving. You guys are all getting better lives and better friends, groups, money, everything is going up and up and up. Because now you're inspiring your friends to evolve with you. Now with me, when I was younger, I had this big problem with supplicating to friends where I felt like I had to make myself smaller for people to like me. The idea of narrative was one of the biggest factors in me breaking the cycle of me making myself smaller so people would like me. Because I was afraid that if I were to make myself too big, too intelligent, if I didn't supplicate, if I didn't use extra unnecessary words, if I didn't make myself and my accomplishments smaller than the people around me, then they would leave me. But then I realized that ultimately, if they did leave me, they weren't good friends to begin with. They weren't the kind of people I want to keep around me because I want to be a person of evolution. If they're going to be the kind of people to be around me and stifle my growth, it's not the kind of person I want around me to begin with. I'd rather evolve and get a better friend or a better girl. They're going to be happy with the person that evolves and grows and gets better day by day. Now, the last piece to this narrative puzzle is that you have to fully trust the narrative. Now, I've seen it time and time again where maybe a guy has a bad breakup with a girl. And what does he do? He keeps trying to run back to the girl. He keeps trying to, no, please don't leave me. Or maybe he becomes resistant to the fact that he feels depressed now. And he doesn't assume his narrative has his back no matter what. If you assume your narrative has your back and you put your full faith into it, you have more RAM and more mental acuity to evolve and also get it back even faster. If instead you resist it, every time you lose something, you go out through loss, it's gonna take a lot longer for this thing to kick in. But you have to trust your narrative like you would a parachute. When you jump out of the plane, I get it, maybe the first time that you ever jump out of a plane, like your very first breakup is always the worst because you don't know what's around the corner. But after your first breakup, your second breakup, your third breakup, you need to start trusting this parachute of narrative. Because no matter what you do, we're an 8 billion man tribe, baby. All right, there's an infinite amount of money. There's more people than you can ever talk to. There's more friends than you can ever meet. There's more girls than you can ever date or even talk to, even grab a phone number from. So why don't you trust this narrative? Because given enough time, given enough repetitions, given enough resources, you're gonna end up finding that person to come right back into the fold. You lose your money, it's gonna come right back. Why stress yourself out? Because if you stress yourself out, you're losing out on mental RAM. Instead, become assumptive. The money's gonna come right back around. And instead, use that energy, that anxiety, to spin it around. And instead of you feeling anxiety, look at it as a challenge to overcome. And now you have even more mental RAM to build your life even further. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to hit the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. I am giving out free journaling and field report templates. If this is something you're interested in, go to dentonfisher.com, enter your email address, and I'll send it right over to you guys. And with that being said, peace out.
Wow. Wake up to the money, turn me right on. You look like you got just with no lights on. A Superman that spin like a cyclone. Fit check, spin like a cyclone. Wake up to the money, turn me right on. You look like you got just with no lights on.